County. This is one of the top priorities of our focus today in terms of our discussion. As you very well know, when this administration came to office in 2022, one of the things that we put a lot of effort is to make sure that we deal with alcohol, production of adulterated alcohol, illegal brews in the county. And I must say that great progress has been done. Between last year and this year, a lot also has been done, but still a lot more needs to be done. Our greatest focus is in relation to manufacture of second-generation alcohol within the county itself. We are very concerned that a number of properly licensed need some help. Nasaidika? Okay, thank you. Okay, just put it here. Okay. Manufacture of generally the manufacture of second generation alcohol is we have a problem with licensed manufacturers who are manufacturing the good alcohol, if I may say so, are also involving themselves in adulterating other alcohol. One would have a proper plant where they manufacture alcohol that is certified by KEBS, where KRA can be able to collect revenue, and then they have another satellite, smaller factories, especially in informal settlements, where now they manufacture illegal ones, where there is no feasibility on the part of KRA, and there is no genuine KEBS stamp, and they misuse the same factories then to release this illegal alcohol to the market. I must say that this is an area that we want to focus on. Number two is that we have a problem with licensing of bars and outlets that are selling spirits and wines, particularly because some of these bars are within a restaurant, and then they are open 24/7, and then they are selling wines and spirits, particularly spirits, which as a result of this second generation alcohol are also being propagated in the same environment. I must say that the third issue, so this is, in terms of licensing, this is the role of county government. And we are very concerned that there is wanton misuse of these county licenses to give license to every Tom, Dick and Harry in every corner, every part of small centers and towns. And it's a matter that in especially more populated counties like Kiambu and even Nairobi, it's an issue that we have to really focus on, particularly through the Council of Governors, and we will be taking proposals from this county and other counties, including tomorrow when we go to Muranga, particularly in Central Region. The biggest concern is that there are too many bars and restaurants licensed, particularly bars that have been licensed, and also wines and spirit shops. Very small kiosks are selling wines and spirits, and they have licenses. When our officers want to do enforcement, they will always be met with licenses and then complaints from the county that we are harassing genuine business people because they have these licenses. Yet in reality, we are intoxicating our young people by staging these wines and spirits close to homes, close to shops, close to schools, close to institutions, universities and colleges, and it's becoming a menace. Number three is that in terms of thriving of this illegal business in wines and spirits, one of the driving factors is conflict of interest. Most of the people who are expected to license and enforce are actually the business people. So we have some of our first senior government officials, both from the county government, national government, particularly people who come from this area who are in that business. We also have police officers, administrative officers who are also involving themselves in this business. We also have influential persons who use their resources to compromise our officers, who take bribes, and they are bribed to facilitate the thriving of this business. We have said that within the next 100 days, we will do RRI, Rapid Results Initiative, that will do massive operation that will comprise a team from the national level and the officers within the county to make sure that we clean the area and make sure that this issue is addressed. In the Jukwaa Usalama, I will be also engaging the local leaders. We want to localize this issue and institutionalize. We don't want a situation where people come from Nairobi to do operations every now and then. We want to see that the chiefs and the assistant chiefs and the OCSs, that is part of their daily assignment to clean their areas. Because of the also the menace of drugs, which is a problem here, we have particularly cannabis sativa, which is targeting students, particularly in colleges and universities, particularly the disguised as food, you know, bread, mandasi, kangumu, that is sold as such, but it is baked together with the use of cannabis sativa. So edible cannabis is actually prevalent around our university institutions, and we want to, I have directed the sub-county security committees to incorporate the leadership of the colleges and the universities in their security meetings to make sure the dean of students, the student leadership, local church leadership, business community are invited as to be in attendance in the sub-county security committee meeting, so that they are part and parcel of the team that will help in enforcement to make sure that most of our young people who have been lured into this business are, as a matter of fact, salvaged from this problem. So in terms of performance of contracting of the officers, most officers will be, this is alcohol abuse and drug abuse will become one of the key indicators of their performance. And we will be going for the local community to ensure that we take a very firm decision against the officers at their locality, and disciplinary measures will be instituted against them. Officers also who have stayed in Kiambu for far too long became familiar with the environment, and they have become part and parcel of this business, will be dealt with decisively. And we want also to make sure that there is, I have told the Deputy Inspector General of Police here that they must now institute transfers that are regular to make sure that nobody is getting familiarized with their local environment in a manner that they become compromised in terms of service delivery. And then the reward and punishment must also follow in terms of rewarding those who do a good job and punishing those who are actually performing or doing a very bad job. Number two is that we have also the other problem in this county that is of great concern, is having criminal gangs, particularly that are thriving because of political influence, those who are harassing business people, extorting from them, extorting from matatu owners, extorting from small businesses. These criminal gangs are of late seeking cover around political activities, some of whom have been involving themselves in heinous crimes, particularly during mandamanos or during protests and demonstrations, as witnessed in last demonstrations where a court was banned in Kiambu, a police station was banned in Dagoretti, administrative offices in Kiambu were banned, businesses looted in different towns in the central region, a phenomenon that was not feasible a few years ago. because of these criminal gangs that have been hired by political leaders, and they have serious cover. Every time they are arrested, either politicians threaten public officers, or they organize demonstrations in the name of protecting them. We are also going to be very firm in terms of arresting and prosecuting them for extortion and for harassing people, for all these criminal activities. We will also go for their leaders, and we want to tell political actors and political leaders that we are not going to compromise on anybody. As you've seen, you saw after the 25th of June protest and the Sabasaba, you saw what we did. Some of these actors who are inciting young people, we arrested them, charged them for terrorism, and they are still complaining up to now. We will remain firm. We want to ask the judiciary, the office of the DPP, to continue to be firm. We cannot succeed in the security sector alone. This sector of law, justice and order, or justice, law and order, can only thrive if we work together as a team. And we invite our judges, magistrates to take very serious stand, because a resurgence of gangs in the county, different formations of different gangs, is not going just to affect the people of this county. It's going to compromise our national security, and we are going to remain firm. The other areas of concern, some land conflict, land fraud, these are issues that we have contained, and we want to thank the Land Ministry also, because they are working hard. Some of the discussions we will have on land fraud issues will feature prominently tomorrow in Murang'a and later in Kirinyaga. But our Land Ministry is firmly on top of this issue. Other than that, I just want to say that Kiambu continues to be a very important county in our country, very thriving in terms of economic activity. Businesses here are thriving, small and big businesses. His Excellency the President is also investing in climate works, and many young people are being engaged in also housing projects that are going on here. And we expect that over 1,400 young people that will be engaged in climate works will help a great deal to support the economy. And hopefully that as we move forward, this will also become one of the avenues that will help us address insecurity. Misusing their stay in the country by engaging in criminal activities. Our ministry will expeditiously deport them to their own countries, because we don't want people who are thriving in chaos and illegalities in this county. Other than that, I just want to say that we look forward to the Jukwaa Usalama, to listen more and to agree with the grassroots leaders on how best we are going to tackle the challenges that I have mentioned to you. Asante sana. We'll take about 3 questions and then proceed. Don't be anxious. You will have the chance to answer the questions. So 3 people, starting with him. Any other 2? Yes, him, and then 1 more. Then the 3rd. Proceed.
Bwana Waziri, rangu ni kuhusu ongezeko la chang'aa ama pombe haramu ambayo inatoka kwingine. Haitengenezewi Kiambu, but imekuwa ikiuzwa huku na imeletwa in bulk.
Yeah.
Swali lingine la mwisho ni kuhusu compensation of Karimenu Dam, ambao watu walipatiana mashamba, imekuwa for long and there is become a security issue.
Kwanza kabisa ningependa kusema kwamba hii changamoto ya pombe haramu tunakabiliana nayo. Kwanza kabisa shida ambayo inakumba hapa Kiambu ni kwanza kuna shida wale ambao wako na leseni ya kutengeneza pombe hapa Kiambu wanaharibu hiyo leseni kwa kutengeneza pombe haramu. Na pia kuna wale ambao wanaleta pombe. Unajua Nairobi na Kiambu ni kama ni sehemu moja kwa sababu ya Nairobi metropolitan area. Ile challenges yenye tunapitia kwa Kiambu pia ndio yale yanapitiwa Nairobi, na zingine zinatoka Nairobi kwa sababu ya pombe haramu ambayo inatengenezwa Nairobi na kuja kuuzwa hapa, kama ni kwamba ni sehemu moja ama uhusiano moja iliyopo kati ya Nairobi na Kiambu. Kwa hivyo tunapopambana na pombe haramu hapa, lazima tupambane nayo Nairobi, na hivi karibuni nitakuwa na kikao hiki ya jukwaa la usalama pia na viongozi wa usalama Nairobi, tuone kwamba ni njia gani tunaweza kupambana nayo. Lakini nataka kuwaonya wale wote wako na leseni na wanatumia leseni yao vibaya, tutaondoa hiyo leseni. Aswa wale wanafanya manufacturing mambo ya pombe, viwanda yao itafungwa tena, kwa sababu tulipokubaliana kufungua viwanda hivyo, tulikubaliana kwamba wale ambao wanafanya biashara halali waendelee na biashara halali. Lakini kama wao watatumia ile leseni wako nayo kufanya biashara ambayo ni gushi ama ya kuumiza wananchi kwa kuuza pombe haramu, tutaondoa hizo leseni, na tunawapatia onyo kali kwamba wajiingize kwa biashara inayofaa ama tutafunga biashara zao. Ile pombe inatoka sehemu zingine aswa Nairobi, tutapambana nayo kupitia Nairobi, lakini pia tunataka tuwaonye wale ambao wanauza zile duka wanauza pombe mbaya, pombe haramu, pia tutachukulia hatua ya kisheria, na tunataka county government ya Kiambu wawajibike pia kuhakikisha kwamba leseni ambayo wanapeana kwa biashara katika Kiambu ikuwe sio kwamba kila sehemu ya ile duka inauza chai kwa town yoyote hapa Kiambu. Kuna duka ya kuuza chai na chakula, na mahoteli ya chai na chakula ni chache kuliko yale yanauza wine, pombe, as far yale yanaitwa wines and spirit, na ni yote wamechukua leseni kupitia county government. Lazima county pia iwajibike kuhakikisha kwamba tunapatia leseni biashara chache, sio biashara nyingi. So I just want to say that we are putting on notice all the business people who are misusing their licenses, that we are going to close their businesses. We are going to withdraw particularly the licenses for manufacturers who are using the manufacturing licenses to have other satellite businesses, manufacturing centers, especially in slums, in places like Kikuyu or Kiambu here and Thika. We are going to withdraw your licenses if you are going to misuse it, so that you are getting adulterated alcohol, ethanol, to become part and parcel of what you are selling, so that you are making money, paying no taxes, misusing caps, stamps. We are going to ensure that those licenses are also going to be withdrawn. And when we do so, we don't want people making noise here that we are killing businesses and so forth. We want to protect the people of Kenya. On the issue of, on your concern on Karumenu, I think that's an issue that is being ably handled by the Ministry of Lands. CS Alice Waome has been on top of that issue. I believe that as part of our ministry work is to provide support, ensure that people are patient, that we have barazas to alert or to explain to the people the procedure of compensation, but the Ministry of Lands is going to handle that issue ably together with the Ministry of Water. And as a ministry, we will take some of these issues back to the relevant ministries and agencies. Yes, the second question.
There is an outcry to bar owners who are complaining that 80 countries and pieces of countries they are selling the Yerika, which is Defcon, at a lower price, while the customers have gone to those AP canteens, and also the bar owners have already applied their licenses fully, and they are not getting their customers. Maybe.
Well, I am not. My greatest worry now is not alcohol that is that's being sold in which corner, which is legal. You know, my biggest problem now is illegal alcohol, particularly adulterated ethanol, illegal brews that are brewed locally. People who are, pretending to be crushing can for juice, but they are busy to use it for local brews, which have not been licensed, and so forth. As to the question of someone going to prison canteens and so forth, the prisons and the canteens of police places and so forth only admit persons who are allowed by law to go there for refreshment and entertainment. And if whether it's the military, the police, or the prisons, so we expect our police officers to only admit people who are legally allowed to go for refreshment in these places. I don't think if there are people who are illegally selling refreshments or drinks that come from these camps to the market, the relevant disciplinary processes is going to be taken so that then they don't create unnecessary competition with proper businesses. But I don't think that is a very huge problem because we don't even have enough quantities to compete with the market. The real problem is the illegal wines and spirits and brews that are being sold in the market. Yes, lastly. Okay, ameuliza. So I think if you're all okay, yeah. Yes. I thought I said this is the 29th, yeah? These gangs yenye nakuja, niliambiwa a new one huko Ruiru inaitwa nini? One what? One something. One stop. One stone. Hamna shida ya one stone huko Mungiki nini? Na other ama mnaogopa mnasikia tasemwa na kutembelewa. Najua when I go for meetings ya nikienda meetings ya banditry, chief anasema mheshimiwa, sasa baadaye tukienda kwa nyuma kidogo kuna maneno nilitaka nikuambie lakini sio kwa hapa. Na kwa mkutano wenyewe, wachana hii ya leo iko na kamera. Saa hizo tuko kwa nyumba kidogo. Sisi wote hakuna simu, hakuna nini, lakini hata mtu anaogopa the next person anasema huyu ataenda kusema ulisemwa lakini sio mimi, ni chief ule mwingine ndiye alisema. Is there any other challenge you think as chiefs you are facing in Kiambu County and you needed to say for the sake of the people? Yeah, welfare yenu nimesikia na your friends wamesema kwingine. Kuna chiefs wawili, hiyo ni ya mwisho. The chief who is behind and the one who is at the middle. Is that a lady or simama tusimameni both of you so that nione. Yeah, okay, they are all gentlemen. So ansia huyo na ule wa mwisho. That is the last two. Oh, did you want to say something? No, okay. So the last two.
Thank you very much, our CS. And all protocols observed. My name is Simon Kamau, Senior Chief 1, Biashara location within Thika West Sub-County, Kiambu County. My points are two. One, being the officers on the ground, we receive so many complaints. For example, when the drought comes around, our people will always come to us wanasema wako na njaa. But the process of the food distribution, we are not involved, neither are we part of it. But thereafter, they will still come, sisi ni wamama wazee hatukupata chakula. But food comes, but the distribution process, let us be involved so that we can also help assist our people. The other one, Bwana Waziri, chiefs and assistant chiefs, we are human beings. Sometimes we do make mistakes, but our politicians, sometimes they embarrass us in front of the public. We are parents, we have children, we are husbands, we are wives. And in the process, you also lose your dignity to your residents. We unatuambia nini na tuliambua na mheshimiwa utatolewa kofia. So kaidre our CS hapo tushikilie. Last and not the least, it may not be official, lakini tunakuomba, because we know you and our beloved president, you are buddies. And the president tunamshukuru, tunamfanyia kazi. Kwa ile jicho lake la upendo tu atuangalie pande hiyo ya affordable housing, at least tupate ka 1 bedroom kama chiefs and assistant chiefs, hata sisi tujivunie kwa serikali. Asante.
Will you pay? Mutalipa? Chief, no, I want to hear because umenituma.
Nimesema
mkue allocated lakini you will pay.
Nimesema kwa ile jicho yake ya upendo tu atuangalie. Turushiwe kamoja tu ka 3 bedroom. He will leave the legacy.
That is okay, but you will pay.
Because
there are some people who try to pay. There are people who try to access but they are unable to. They want to pay but they are unable to access.
We can get at subsidized prices.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay, nimeelewa what you are saying. But at least I wanted in principle kwanza, because that is what the police officers also asked in another meeting, kwamba we can pay but we be supported beyond just supplying through Boma Yangu. We be given maybe even longer period of time to pay, but we will pay, so that we all of us know that when you retire you have a house. Maybe that's the first request. Subsidizing can be the second request, but the first request should be that civil servants working, because wale uniambia wanasema wanatafuta shamba lakini mwishowe nyumba ikikuja they cannot, even if they apply they don't access because other people succeed to get it. The last one, there was the last person nyuma huko.
Yes sir, I'm Paul Kibara Gaido, Chief Udhiru, location Kabete sub-county. So sir, mine is a quick one. It's on service delivery and the challenge. The main challenge probably came up with a person, I don't know whom he was, that removed corporal punishment in schools. Because currently at the moment, tunasikia one term, tunasikia Gen Z, tunasikia, if you interact with these people, they see this is Kenyan flag. This is a coat of arms. You are a government, provide for us. And these people are lazy. They smoke a lot of blank, they are idlers. Then they tend to see as if this is a heaven. But philosophically, even in accordance with godly principles, one have to eat from his sweat. One have to work. Bila jasho upati, they don't want that language. So they tend to gang up and fight us as chiefs in our service delivery, policy dissemination to them, and being a good example to be emulated from. So working in this way, you find that one, sijui in which terms should I put it, because wakati unaenda, una find that tunalea watoto wa mayai. Shule aguzwi. Mzazi anaenda kutafuta, hamuguzi. Jirani hawezi guza, mtoto ndio huyo. Akienda hata anapata first class in the university, first class honors degree. Akitoka nje anaajiriwa, anafutwa, anaingia kwa pombe. Eventually, rivers, roses and all those, like in my local village, I neighbor to the east, Westlands, to the south, Dagureti. So they go to those changadens, which are there. Kangemi, Nini, Kawangware. Sasa, that's a challenge. I end there. So, hii watoto tunalea turudishe corporal punishment in schools, so that we have a future generation. We are living now and they will live tomorrow. And they are all Kenyans. Yes.
Thank you so much, our chiefs and assistant chiefs. Tuinue mkono tuwapigie makofi moja. Asante sana. Mgeni wetu wa heshima, sasa nataka kuchukua nafasi hii niingie kitengo cha ACCs. Na nyinyi kwa sababu ni wachache, nataka mchukue muda mchache sana kushinda machiefs. Naanza na ACC mwenye tunaita Mbaisi, ambaye ni ACC wa Tigoni Division. Mbaisi, dakika 2.
The CSR, my name is Eugene Mbaisi Kihima, the Assistant County Commissioner at Tigoni. And sir, if you allow me as a matter of protocol, allow me to start by thanking the Almighty Father for making today a possibility. So I'm going to be very brief because I'm a man of few words. And also, I also, sir, believe that there are far more eloquent people than I am. And sir, it's because of 2 issues. Firstly, sir, you've traversed the country. And basically, I know you've realized about the ubiquity of issues facing ACCs. So I'm not going to labor so much into them because, sir, you're very well informed. And 2 also, sir, is because you're surrounded by a very competent team with the likes of Madam Beverly Opora, whom I venerate so much. Sir, mine is to thank you because of the recent promotions. And also to thank you for the paralegal course for the chiefs and assistant chiefs. This goes a long way in equipping the NGA officers with the skills necessary in service delivery, sir. And sir, I'm bold enough to say that the NGA officers you see seated here, sir, they can do anything thrown at them. In fact, sir, there's something that you always say when it comes to Ngao. Probably the only thing that we cannot do is carry out an autopsy. But preparing the body itself, that we can do. However, sir, I'll just mention a few issues that, just 2 or 3 issues, sir. And they'll be in passing because the chiefs and the assistant chiefs have already raised them. So mine is concerning mobility, which cannot be emphasized further. Would wish, if it's when it comes to mobility, would wish it to be based at the sub-county level so that we can carpool. Because I know probably it will not make probably economic sense to have each and every assistant county commissioner having a vehicle. So we are open to the idea of having a single car that you can carpool at the sub-county level. Of course, again, sir, this depends with the geographics of a particular sub-county, because I know in areas like Rift Valley, one division to the other might be very, very expensive, that may require additional vehicles. 2, sir, is concerning the mental state of these officers you see over here, sir. In as much as the mojo is high right now because of the promotions and everything, some of these officers are really, really frustrated. And it may be because of work-related. It may be because some of them come from very dysfunctional families. It may be because of other issues, probably unbeknownst to us. So, sir, my prayer and my hope and my request is that we have a very strong counseling department at our ministry. Because this will go a long way, because it affects directly in terms of, it affects the service delivery. And we like it if it is done, sir, let it be done at the county level. We can have group therapies, which I've seen work. And as a person who is very, very so much into psychology, sir, I can tell you it really does work. Sir, lastly, when it comes to what probably what affects our community, not Kiambu only. So we've got what we call the climate works. So I would wish it to be fast-tracked. And once you engage this youth, sir, you will not see what you're seeing right now. But the only request is this, sir, because I've seen recently what happened. We would like that when it comes to the recruitment and the selection of these young Kenyans, sir, we would wish that let it be done entirely by Ngao. And this is the reason why, sir, When it is left to politicians, what they do, they allocate those positions to areas that they perceive voted for them, leaving out areas that they said did not vote for them. And what happens is a backlash. But these Nga officers, they're always with the people love us. In fact, sir, we can even do a social experiment right now. All factors constant, RTP, give a mheshimiwa andagao, RTP, wapatie pesa, patio 1,100, patio 1,100. You let them mobilize. Ngao officers will mobilize even more kuliko heshimiwa because the people love us. Na sisi ndo tuko nao kila wakati. Other than that, sir, I just want to thank you and may God bless you in your duty. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Baisi. And now it is the turn of Charity Katopo, ACC Githurai Division.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm the one who mentored Baisi, so I will have very little. We agreed that you talk more and then I talk less, even because of age. Firstly, sir, I am Charity Gatopo, the Senior Assistant County Commissioner Githurai. And one of the issues that hinder our service delivery is that we operate on conflicting zones, especially the sub-counties that are along the road. And specifically, for example, if I give an example of Githurai, Githurai is fully a cosmopolitan area, and we only have residents. There is no land there. When people work in Nairobi, they come to reside in Githurai. When people want to go and demonstrate, they come from Githurai because it is a corridor of entering Nairobi, and they go to Nairobi to demonstrate. As security officers who are along Thika Road, we have a very big role to play, and we do it, sir. But funny enough, like in Githurai, 100% we have no government vehicle, except the DCC's vehicle. Others were leased vehicles, and their leases lapsed. So when the OCS find someone has hanged himself, anakimbia kwa DCC, apewe gari. The OCPD the same, the SIPO the same. So we urge you, sir, to be considered in that. Number two, sir, there is the performance appraisal system, which we feel it is either ineffective or it is not well designed. Because recently we are supposed to appraise our junior officers, but it was not possible. Like myself, I came from Kirinyaga 11 months ago. And when I check my portal, it reads Kirinyaga. So I cannot be able to appraise my officers. So we request if that system can be updated, sir. Number three, some of the assistant county commissioners here have no offices, sir. Others have offices, but there is no electricity in those offices. Others have both, but they have no furniture in the offices. We request to be considered, sir. Finally, sir, miaka yangu ni mingi. I have observed keenly on this government, and I've worked in other three governments, and sir, I can for sure tell you, without fear of any contradiction, that we as ACCs, we have seen that the government of Dr. William Samoei Ruto, and yourself being our peers, this is the first time in history that we have gotten promoted and we have been compensated on the years that we have stagnated. We thank you very much. We have felt it. We are praying for you. But they told me to remind you, the 28 who are left behind. Thank you, sir. May God bless you.
Thank you. Tumoja kuna burning issue. Only you. 1 minute.
For Juja Division. Sir, colleagues who have been promoted, sir, but there are cohorts of ACC, sir. There are people who are employed in the year 2015 and beyond. Those ones are promoted. They've talked here as if all of us have been promoted. That is not the case, sir. There are people who are promoted in 2021, myself and my colleagues. We are still left behind, sir. We are asking that we also be considered. Secondly, sir, I also want just to put one request. Our speaker who has just spoken before us here is now in a very high job group. It means the next thing they will become is to be DCCs. So, and there are people who are employed in 2021 who have served so well, sir, and they're ripe now, sir, to serve in the field. We are requesting you, sir, 2021, sir.
The 2021s, the delay was only, they were due last year.
Yes, sir.
So it is not as a problem like the ones that they have stayed 15 years or so.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so that's the next. Now, once we do the 300, right, there's another group of 300 that are going for DPA. Once we now bring everybody to 2021 at least, now we move to everybody up.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So they're also asking that they have served in the headquarters long enough, and they are requesting that you take these people who have been promoted to the headquarters to become SCC1s, and they go to the field, sir. Thank you, sir.
Asante, there was another one over there.
Good afternoon. My name is Eileen Mukiri, Assistant County Commissioner for Murera Sub-County. Okay, I have a request, and actually it's more like an observation. Being an ACC, we're usually the middle management. Usually we have very powerful chiefs and very powerful DCCs. So for us, because our transfers are usually frequent, we also require to have a sense of decency when it comes to housing. And my request was, could we be also considered in terms of having residents with the affordable housing? Can you imagine being an ACC and our housing allowance is very low, and we are supposed to still give an image of government that is strong and powerful, but our houses or the residents we are in are just deplorable. So we are requesting that at least from every sub-county, there should be an allocation or a permanent way to allocate housing for ACCs from headquarters all the way to divisions, so that all of us can actually enjoy the facilities and be able to work efficiently. Then lastly, just as also a request, especially for newly formed sub-counties, our newly formed sub-counties also have newly formed divisions. When we delay that operationalization process, it makes a dysfunction in terms of operation. For instance, we're talking about Murera sub-county, which I'm in, and I am also the ACC in Murera. But now when we are not able to operationalize the division, we are unable to effectively work within our chiefs and our assistant chiefs and our OCSs in terms of our roles and duties, so that we can be able to effectively attend to the population that you have given us tasks for. So my simple request is whenever we have already operationalized the sub-county, it should concurrently happen with the divisions that are there, the locations and the sub-locations, so that we can have synergy of work. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, ACC Murera.
I didn't get the name, her name.
Sir, my name is Eileen Mokiri. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mukiri. Sir, at this juncture, I want to invite the DCC for Kiambu Town, Macharia, to present issues of DCCs. Macharia. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now it is the turn for the officer commanding stations, and I will begin with OCS Kanunga. You are here. Kidongori. Thank you.
The chief guest, our cabinet secretary, Ministry of Interior and National Administration, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, sir, the DIG KPS, Mr. Edwin Diragansa, the Deputy Inspector General, Administration Police Service, Mr. Gilbert Masengeri, sir, all senior government officers present, fellow officers, good afternoon. My name is Luce Mwarire, currently the OCS Githunguri Police Station under Kiambu County. Sir, with your permission, allow me to present what affects most police stations across Kiambu country and Kenya at large. We have an issue with the security of our police buildings. We find that most of police stations do not have a perimeter fence. So recently when we had protests, many officers were scared because they were easily accessed by protesters who pretended to be protesting, but were criminal gangs who took advantage of the situation, attacking our police officers, burning our stations, and also stealing firearms and ammunition from our stations, sir. So we are kindly requesting you consider having a permanent perimeter fence across all police stations in the Republic of Kenya. Also, sir, we have an issue with our police buildings where we are operating from. Most of these police buildings are condemned buildings. Some of them have leaking roofs, making us suffer or strain when we are serving common wananchis. We are also having issues with newly gazetted police stations, which lack very important offices like the gender and children desk. So we are kindly requesting, sir, for your intervention to ensure that these police stations have operational offices so that we are able to serve our communities well. Sir, also in the issue of housing, we are having an issue when these houses were transferred to national housing, the officers are deducted from their pay slip. So you find once an officer is transferred from one station, he leaves his family at that police line and moves to another station. So you are likely to be having officers working far from your station, leaving their family behind. As the OCS, the people occupying the police lines are civilians or relatives of the officers who transferred, and because they are being deducted from their pay slip, you have no right to move them from those houses. So we are kindly requesting that these houses that were constructed in this police line be set for police officers who can hand over those houses once they are transferred, so that we can have officers residing with these police stations to respond to emerging issues of security without delay, so that we don't cause frustration to the members of the public we are serving, sir. The next issue I want to handle, sir, is about the welfare of our police officers. Recently, we had some promotion bonds, and we are grateful that some officers are undergoing training. However, we have a class of officers who are disabled, who cannot manage to go on training. These officers have been left behind as others progress in the service because they cannot manage to attend those training at Kiganja or Embakasi. And so far, They have remained very demoralized officers who are very diligent and working very hard at the station. We are requesting, sir, if that slot can be spared for officers living with disabilities so that they can get promoted on merit. We are also, sir, considering that officers we are working with, there are others who are having chronic illness. We are praying, sir, that once they request for transfers on medical ground to a place where they find convenient for treatment, that they be around so that these officers can continue serving the Kenya Police Service from a convenient place of their choice so that they are able also to live a normal life like other Kenyans. We are also pleading for you, sir. We have officers who have lived very far from their families. You find that 2 officers are serving at the National Police Service and they are working at very different localities. Sir, if they consider applying for transfers to be close to each other, not necessarily working at the same station, they be considered so that even as we work for the national government, we don't have distinguished families along us. The other issue, sir, I wish to raise is about the public police relations. Recently, we saw some members of the public attack us because they have lost trust in the police or the public institution. We are kindly requesting that the members of political class, that they cease from inciting the members of the public because we have been posted to serve these Kenyans. We have no issue. We request that we have a dialogue instead of protesting and bringing chaos to the police station because these buildings were constructed for their sake to assist these members of the public. And once they are destroyed, they are going to suffer because officers will still continue serving others as they look for these services from a far distance. The other issue, sir, we have is the issue of strength and establishment. We are still working on very old establishment despite the growth in population and change in the crime trends. We are likely to have a problem of unpoliced crime because the strength that we are having at the police station is very minimal. We are kindly requesting that the first the recruitment can be done, the better, so that we can up our officers so that we are able to serve the Kenyans we are supposed to serve diligently, not leaving gaps because of the strained strength. We have issues where officers are being transferred without replacement, and you find some officers working in a strained way, even having less than 7 officers as an OCS in one station. So you are wondering where to deploy them, considering that out of those 7 officers, some are unwell. There are some who have serious issues that doesn't allow them maybe to handle firearms. With those few remarks, sir, I wish to thank you and welcome you back, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, OCS Ruse Mwarire. And now it is the turn of Officer Commanding Station, John Mambo, OCS Kanunga.
Our OCS, Interior and National Administration, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, allow me to ride on the already established protocol. Nimsalimu hamjambo. I am Chief Inspector John Marubo, the officer commanding Kanunga Police Station, and I'm here to represent the issues and interests of my fellow ward commanders, the OCPPs and patrol-based commanders. First, let me take this opportunity to thank you. And we are really honored to have you here. And we thank you for spearheading such a wonderful forum, coming on the ground to hear issues in their raw form. To start with, we have issues that have been mentioned by other, like Chief and some other counties, but they cut across to almost all stations. So I will repeat them, but I will not be able to explain. And the first one is about mobility or transport. We've been having an extended issue since the introduction of race vehicles. So first, the race vehicles are allocated the fuel which is not enough. And the vehicles themselves, they are not enough. If I take, for example, in Kiambu East, we only have two Land Cruisers, which serve 6 stations. And the same problem is replicated in almost all sub-counties. So we humbly request, sir, for additional vehicles. For fuel allocation, we request that it be reviewed from the number 450 for every vehicle, it be upgraded. Because that was the initial allocation that was done 10 years ago. The other issue on mobility again is the old vehicles are in bad shape. We request reinvention of the previous regional motor vehicle workshop centers, county, and motor transport offices workshop to be revived. Also, we request also division offices to be equipped with spare parts. And on that note, there was an allowance that was given in the past to the OCPDs for maintenance of vehicles, which are not for this. So if possible, irudishwe. Again, if possible, because introduction of new vehicles involves a huge budget, we can have introduction of motorcycles so that we can help officers to access the inroads that are not motorable. The second issue is stores. We have a shortage of stores. First one is expendables, like kit exchange, ammunitions, and riot gears. So we request that it be replaced in time. The other one on stores is stationery office equipment, like computers, printers, and even furniture. As we start right now, there is no clear guideline on how a station should be maintained, or in issues to do with furniture and equipment that help us to run the daily operations of a station. The third issue is AIA. It has been mentioned elsewhere, but a pointer, since 2019, there are many stations that were gazetted and they were not allocated AIA. So we are forced to depend on our mother stations. Like in Kiambu East, taking for example, it is only 3 stations that have AIA. So we are stretching, and we are forced. Sometimes we are forced to use money from our pocket to sustain our daily operations. And for instance, Kiambu police station do not have enough AIE also. So even the ones that have AIE, it should be, if possible, ikuwe enhanced, ikuwe imeongezwa. The fourth issue, our officers who serve under us, is alcoholism and mental wellness. We appreciate the good work that is being done by the Directorate of Counseling from a psychosocial support officers who are posted at county levels, but they are not enough. So we urge your good office, if more officers can be trained so that they can assist the already stretched number. Also on that note, more officers who are suffering from alcoholism we would like, if they are rehabilitated, to prevent relapse back to alcoholism, we would request they be transferred so that we can disorient them from their social familiarity. The other issue, sir, is the issue of conflicting laws. Though it have been mentioned by a chief earlier, we, the enforcement officers, we are having hard time since we are having conflicting laws between the country government, national government, which are the enforcers, the judiciary, and other stakeholders, bar owners. For instance, an issue which was mentioned by the chief, most bars and liquor stores are operating with court orders. And we are left wondering who is right and who is wrong. Because those bars were flagged off, having not met the requirement of the proximity to education institutions and residents. So we are requesting to have a harmonized precedence on Alcoholic and Liquor Control Act. The other issue, sir, is about training, which is capacity building. We are requesting the PTCs to be revived, and if possible, equate cascaded down to county levels. We can have trainers being sent to counties, so county administration will only have to find a hall so that we can train officers. Training is part of motivation. And the last issue, and not the least, is the issue of financial literacy. Most OCS have shared that most officers, from the time they join the service, they don't have financial literacy. So we have requested that personal finance management module to be introduced to basic training so that we can manage financial stress which comes with mismanagement of finance. Kwa haya machache, I thank you once again, John Marubo, the OCS Kanunga, sir. Thank you once again. You're welcome.
And now, sir, with that presentation from John, Chief Inspector, we come to the end of presentations by the lower levels, the OCSs, ACCs, and the chiefs. Now we move on to the sub-county. I'm going to allow one person from every service, and please take the shortest time possible.
Just hold on, Kidogo. Is there any OCS who still has an issue from the crowd there? Any OCS who thinks one? Any other? Okay, that's all. Is there another one? Is there someone? Yes, and there's some. Sorry, my eyesight. And the last person at the far end. So starting with him, Pelega one mic to the far end. Thank you. And just don't repeat anything.
Thank you, sir. My name is Chief Inspector Farah Mohammed from Limuru Sub-County. Thank you, sir. My name is Chief Inspector Farah Mohammed from Limuru Sub-County. I have two issues to mention. One is for the Chief Inspectors and one is for General for the police. The one for the Chief Inspectors is that house allowances. You find that here in Kiambu, we are near Nairobi. And the rent for house allowances is very high here. Once the landlord hears that you are a Chief Inspector of Police, the rent is doubled. You find that when the DIG has written for us a letter of promotion, down there it is written, your house allowance from now is 27,000 or 28,000. So you find that when you come and look at your pay slip, you find that the house allowance has been dropped to 11,000 in Kiambu County. So we request the sir that for those officers or police officers who are within Kiambu County, we should be looked into as a metropolitan and our house allowances to be increased so that at least we can match with the Nairobi, sir. Thank you, sir. The other one The other second point is about police officers who are about to retire. You find that police officers, when they are about to retire, be taken to their home area for transfers, so that at least they can manage and mingle with their relatives outside there. But you find that that one, during transfers, it has been forgotten. Officer anakuja hapa anaenda retire, anabaki hapa tu akikunywa chang'aa ile pension kidogo amepata ya retirement, anamalizia hapa. Then unapata anarudi anakuja kwa OCS, ama utasikia huyu alikuwa OCS hapa na amepotelea hapa, hawaendi nyumbani. So we also like under your ministry tusaidiwe officers wakikaribia retire wapelekwe nyumbani kwa kisa.
The other one was there. Sawa.
Yes, sir. Mine is just to add on what others have said. It's a great honor to have you here, our beloved CS. Mine is very simple. It touches on medical. It comes a concern that when an officer...
Your name and station?
I'm sorry, sir. My name is Maurice Anyira, Inspector, Deputy CS, Tinganga Police Station. Inspector Maurice Anyira, Deputy CS, Tinganga Police Station.
Proceed.
Thank you, sir. Mine touches on medical. It has come a great concern that when an officer is sick, say critical, or has found himself or herself in a road accident, when he's taken in a medical facility, in a hospital, the hospital is willing to treat the officer. But now the problem comes from the medical department, vigilance. They have to approve the medication, but they take too long, even days, not even an hour, days. I have 2 cases that have been really struggling. One at Life Care Kikuyu, and another one, Synergy Hospital, Kisumu. People suffer, and somebody can lose appetite of even living because of the delayed medication. I beg, sir, that you look into it so that you can help us. We are ready to serve, ready to move on. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, proceed.
Thank you so much, sir. Tuweke makofi to appreciate our OCSs. One, asante sana. Kufikia hapo saa tunataka kuingia katika sub counties na tunaanza na sub county AP commander anaitwa Maiyo. Karibu sana. 1-1.
Our CS, our 2 DIGs, present, senior government officers, police officers, ngao officers, wananchi ya mjambo. Jina langu ni Wilfred Maiyo na mimi ni AP Commander Kiamba, County AP Commander Kiamba. Niko na mawili tu.
And you should tell them you were my classmate.
I was to say that, sir. As you've said, we were in one class around 27 years ago. He was a good friend and a good classmate as well. Afande yangu ni mawili tu, because naona mengi amesemwa na wenzangu na singependa kurudia. The first one is on the issue of promotion of officers above the age of 50. Mine is an appreciation on behalf of the officers because that one could not have come at a better time. Nashukuru sana. But then something crossed my mind. These are 50 years and above. We are expecting something to come from our DIGs in the near future about their promotions. What of those who are 48, 49 years? Next year again, what will happen? This is my opinion. What if we say like officers who have not been promoted and have worked for long, like why can't you give a period like say 10, 15 years if you have not been promoted? Job group 2 ibadilike automatically so that you can still be who you are. Nisikia watu wakisema I think Ngao has got some structure that seems to be working. If an officer has worked for like I wouldn't say a period of time, maybe 10, 15, I would too, should be partly such that we don't necessarily have to be promotion, because we have got cases of officers who may have been like enlisted like me, 1999, those years. Huyu askari anafanya kazi na mtoto wake mwenye ameandikwa 2022 or thereabout. In as much as we try to put them in assignments where they iko favorable kidogo, ni mzuri kama akwe pahali atafanya kazi na some dignity. But thank you for that, so much for that, we really appreciate it. Afande ya pili ni mobility. My colleagues from KPS have really talked about the same. Na kuna kitu wajasema kwamba askari wa AP commander asipokuwa na gari hata yeye anaumia zaidi kuliko AP commander, because these resources are shared. I can attest that. I've got my sub-county police commander here. Utaona gari yangu iko Kiambu kotini. Traffic pia hawana gari, kuna satokea shida along the highway, we have got a very busy one. Kuna fatality imetokea. I feel for my sub-county police officers hata kuniliko, sababu kazi yao ni mingi sana. Na resources ni ya polisi tunasaidia na wote. But ingeomba in this forum kwamba washughulikiwe, like for example Kiambaa, we have got two very busy stations, Kiara and Rueno police stations. They are very busy, hawana gari. Gari ya utaona mara mingi iko na hawa watu. Mkiona jua tu ni kwa sababu just the way they are, wamekaa vizuri hapa wakiwa wawili watatu wote, hata sisi tutakaa hivyo upande huo mwingine. But mtusaidie hiyo kazi ikuwe rahisi. Afande, I wish we had the MPs around here, because we're traded sana in terms of infrastructure in our police stations. MP. Oh, thank you. Take a better. Now, it's a nice idea. The CDF is a very nice idea. Security and education. Sina shida na education. Kwa security, they make sure that Ngao anakaa vizuri, ofisi imewekwa vizuri, kuna nyumba, ACCs, chiefs, police stations. But we are domiciled in our offices are within the precincts of our DCCs, so our very equal chairman, asanteni sana. But we have a problem. Mimi nikienda kuona my OCPD, amekaa vizuri, hakuna kiti mzuri, nini mpaka meza. But when I go to my office, ananiambia hii nimewekewa na area MB through CDF. I wish the same could be extended, because kwa sababu tumekaa kwa DCC imanishi, sisi pia ni NPS. Naomba wakuje upande ule mwingine watuangalie pia tukae kama wenzetu, because we work together. I'll not talk about the housing because it has been mentioned. Neither will I talk about strength, because we've not taken officers for quite some time, and there's a plan for that. I'm aware. I want to believe you're also aware kwamba karibu tunaandikana. Hiyo nafasi ya manani ya strength I think will be sorted. The last one is to appreciate the AOs who are here, including from the chairman, the DCs, and going down. I found that there are people who have really made our work very easy. In Kiambu, we have got an issue of transformer vandalism. We realized that the best people to help us are these chiefs going down the village level, because wanajua ni nani anakaa karibu na transformer. They may not have said it, but from where I sit, I feel their work. Asanteni sana, because you can imagine going in darkness for like a week or two kabla KPLC wakuje, because mtu ameamua kuharibu transformer. Mmetusaidia sana. We worked a plan, including kwetu huko through the DCC, kwamba we map out areas where we have transformers. Hata ule hako pale hata kama ni msetu, tutafutie kayata kidogo na ile torch kali kabisa. Ukiona stima imepotea, mulika uone kama ni stima kweli imepotea ama ni mtu amefanya hivyo. Na watatusaidia sana. Asanteni sana. With that, sir, I beg to end there, and thanks so much for coming to have a word with us. Karibu Kiambu mara ingine, and as you've said, it was my classmate. I feel honored to be here. Thank you so much, and karibu tena. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Wilfred Maiyo from APS. Sasa nataka kuchukua nafasi hii ni mwalike Muriithi Lawrence, Kenya Prisons.
Thank you, sir. Our able Minister of Interior and National Administration, Honorable CS Kipchumba Murkomen, service commanders, senior government officials, all protocols observed. My name is Chief Inspector Lawrence Muraidi, and specifically prisons, Kiambu prisons. From our end, sir, our prison was upgraded recently from a medium to a main prison, and this has dramatically changed the populations of our clients who are incoming. It was holding a capacity of 600 initially, and since the upgrade, it can hold a capacity of 1,000 inmates. Having said that, sir, we really need some improvements for that prison, sir. On the side of infrastructure, sir, we are in dire need of the construction of a mixed block for better and human services to our clients. Again, sir, we are in dire need of a dispensary so that we can serve our clients and the community as well. We also need an office block to bring the teamwork for our officers and for better administration, sir. We also, since the prison itself is along the main road, sir, so we would ask if it's possible, sir, we add 4 watchtowers for the prisons to enhance the security. For the staffs and for the water services, sir, we have a high pending bill for water. And we would urge, if it was possible, if we get funds to construct a water borehole. Again, sir, we have an industry, but we also ask if we can diversify it to our land in Kirigiti for workshops, sir, to bring the client and the community together. On the staffing issues, sir, currently we have witnessed an improvement in salary structures, which is commendable and credible. However, we pray that we can restructure our allowances in Kiambu to be restructured same as Nairobi. That could bring us sanity, sir. On the side of transport, sir, since the upgrade of the institution, we have only 1 DMAX, and which is dilapidated, sir. So if it's possible, sir, we can get a supply of 2 more Land Rovers or DMAX. It could be well for our services delivery. On the side of funding a funding, sir, we would also, there is an inadequate funding. So if it was possible that there is an increase in the funds, we can give better services. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Muraidi from prisons. I'm making this appeal. Yes. Wale wamemaliza wacha waende upande ule. Sina jina la mtu kutoka DCI. Tunahitaji mtu wa kuongea. As we await for the DCI to select the person to represent them, I'm requesting Daniel Mushangi, the sub-county commander in Thika West. Karibu.
Our CS, allow me to board into already established protocol. My name is Lawrence Mushangi, Sub-County Police Commander, Thika West. Sir, allow me just to emphasize on already mentioned points that the officers from our ground would wish to bring to your attention. One is on transport. Some of us sub-county police commander, we don't have vehicle. I, for Thika West, I don't have. But for the sub-county, is the most affected. The OSPD, the DCA, the AP commander, which is 3 years now old. We would request if such a sub-county, which have another 4 stations with only 1 motor vehicle, can be looked into. Some of our officers are doing patrols with their own motorcycle, which is very helpful within our station area. We are requesting if the government can chip in and buy motorcycles for patrols within police station, which will assist because they are able to reach each and every corner when there is need. On housing, most of our police stations have enough land, which are ideal for houses which can be built to be used by officers. Because even if we purchase the affordable housing, today I'm in Thika, tomorrow I'll be elsewhere. If I purchase that house for my own use, when I transfer to another place, the officer who will be coming will not have a place to decide. But if those houses can be built within police station, once I'm moved or an officer is moved to another station, the incoming will have somewhere to reside for the short time that he will be there. Some of the houses within the police stations are condemned. We are kindly requesting if the new one can be done. On promotion, I thank you because you have come up with this new idea of those constables who have served perfectly and they are now 50 years and above to be considered for promotion. Those that have stagnated in one rank for a certain period, we are also requesting for those that are suffering disability to be included. There are also officers who did the promotion board and passed well. But between the time that they did the promotion and the time that they were to report to Kiambu, some suffered. Like I have a case from my sub-county, an officer, a stroke. He was to attend the first cohort. He cannot be able to attend that course. And even in the second cohort, he will not be able. We are also requesting if that officer can be considered for promotion. Since he did the promotion, he passed, but he cannot be able to attend the course. Lastly, he is sick. He is suffering, he cannot be able to attend that course. Lastly, sir, when we had the demonstration, this year I was in Thika, we were very much affected. But one thing that I saw is our officers are in deep fear of the consequence. They don't want to act accordingly because they are fearing of IPOA. The biggest issue is IPOA. City officers, unakuta mtu hata nakuja, we saw it in the videos. Mtu wako na buduki, anatadikwa, he cannot defend himself. Na sheria allow that person to defend himself. I would request, if there is a way whereby IPOA and the police tuwekwe pamoja, tutrainiwe, officers be trained on why IPOA are there. So that tusikae tunaacha building kama hii inachomeka. Serikali ina lose a lot of resources. Na iko resources mimi nimepewa ya ku defend that station. Simply because ya fear of IPOA. Askari hata lungu ya alao tataki kutumia. Hataki kutumia tear gas. They are fearing IPOA. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, sir.
Asante sana Bwana OCPD Mushangi. Kwa nafasi hii nataka kuchukua nimwalike Winnie Kenda representing the DCI.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time and making to be with us today at Kiambu County. My name is Winnie Kenda, the SCCIO Kabete, representing Kiambu DCI department. Sir, from the Department of DCI, we have a challenge on transport. And considering the transportation issue, we have sub-counties like Ndeya, Kiamumbi, and Githurai. And apart from the respective sub-counties, we also have the departments for CRIP officers and CSI. Yes, so we have a challenge on transportation over that. And also, the challenge that we have as DCI is inadequate resources. Our offices are very small, congested, and temporary. So we find that we are forced as DCIOs and stay at the veranda to the CDF to ensure that they actually are able to request them to attach some 2 or 3 officers which sometimes they are busy considering the county itself with insecurity issues. Are attending several scenes within the county.